Welcome to Kolorflow Conversations, where we flow freely, speak boldly, and connect colorfully. I am you, Keisha, and this is
Takesha.
and welcome to our
girl chat.
See, I messed us up,
That's okay.
but welcome back. You know, it's been
6 months.
6 months. What you think? I said people probably thought that we fell out.
You think so?
Well, you know, a lot of times when people have been doing something consistently and then it just ends up like, you know, abruptly stopping with no warning, it's probably like,
oh I can see that. Like, well, what happened with them? They probably fell out.
Yeah.
They ain't talking no more.
Yeah.
And business and pleasure is like a fine line.
Yeah. You never thought that people thought we fell out?
Mm-mm.
That's the first thing I thought was that, you know, people probably thought.
I don't think I thought about it, though.
Yeah, you did. It was far from your mind. Yes.
Literally until right now, I'm like, oh dang.
Yeah, you probably never gave it two thoughts.
No, I didn't.
Yeah, I thought about it like, dang, we about to stop abruptly, but you know, I was, you know, like whatever, people think what they think, but you know, I felt like we were going to come back, but I did think we were come back sooner. You know, I was like, oh, okay, we'll probably be, you know, going for a month and then, you know, we'll be back, you know, in another month or so. But yeah, but like you said, life happens, healing happens, things change, and here we are.
Yeah, that was a interesting time.
Well, listen, we always been transparent on here. It was an interesting time. I think
because it was not planned.
It was
not. Just like, even, you know, it was some things going on with me. Even Keisha didn't know. It was just like, wait a minute, what happened?
Yeah, it was like what happened. But I think this goes back to our very first episodes where we talked about friendship. When things happen with your friends or things, you can't. You got to remove yourself because this is something we doing together. And somebody, if I was in a different place, I probably would have gotten mad. You know what I'm saying? Like, well, girl, we are you still gonna do this and blah, blah, you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And that just was not where my mindset was. Like, you know, I wasn't never like, you know, and even during the 6 months, it was like I think we could talk on one hand about how many times we talked about this. Like, we never talked about the podcast. Mm-mm. Never. It was all about, you know, life and what we can do to make things better for yourself, myself, family. It just was not. And I think that's really what makes a good friendship, and especially when you're doing something in business with a friend. You can't be like me, even though I'm not empathetic.
Yeah.
Hey, I've been working on it.
Yes, you have. But that's true, because it could have been like, well, you know, I'm going to bring some guests on, or I'm going to do it by myself while I'm waiting on you to come back. But
yeah.
No, yeah. So I appreciate that. I was thinking though today that I really appreciate our friendship, because I never feel like I have to perform. And I perform a lot. Even though I'm genuinely myself, I'm still in the midst of holding back some of the things, where with you, I'm all the way transparent. And I love the fact that you accept me as is. And I appreciate that, because like during that time, it was a tough time for me. And not one time, like you said, that you make it about, well, when you coming back on the podcast.
Yeah, I think though too, I think that when I'm saying you, but I'm talking about me, when you become aware, I can be that way when they're not performative. And I love to surround myself with people, specifically friends and people close to me, who are not performative. I can be that, like if they're performing it's easy for me to start performing, and I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that. I need to be around people who are aware of things that's going to make them better, things that they need for healing, things that's, it makes me better.
Yes.
So that's one thing I'm like move away from. I'm trying my best to not be a performative person, and I have been performative in my life. So you being authentically who you are, whether if you're going through something good or bad or whatever, you let it out there, and I can like appreciate, because so many people be trying to be fake about their life.
And I do not. And when I say like I perform like from a different way, where it's just like, oh, let me keep my thoughts while you talking to not interrupt you. But I know when I'm talking to Keisha, I can interrupt her and she won't think that I'm being rude.
No, I'm not. No. And it's funny.
Or I'm consciously like, how can I say this in a different way other than how I'm thinking it so I won't come off rude?
But with me, you could just say it.
I just say it.
You could just say it.
I know it's not, you're not going to take offense like I'm coming for you.
No, I'm not going to take offense. And I think too, now when a lot of people will say that they have a discerning spirit. I really feel like that's something God really done blessed me with, discerning spirits of others. So I know if they genuinely mean some type of harm, or if they are not being themselves or whatever. So I could take it either way. If they're not being themselves and they're performative, I'll just let them perform.
Same.
I'll let them perform, and I'll just, whatever. But because I know you don't mean any harm with anything, you genuinely love me as a friend. And if you're going through something, you're not being like a whiny brat. It's not like that. It's a girl, I'm genuinely going through something. I really need this time. And you got to give people that space.
Yeah.
You got to give people that space. And I know that you give me that space. Like you called me the other day. You was like, I know you don't like talking on the phone. I don't. I don't like talking on the phone at all. I do not. I don't really care who it is. I really don't like talking on the phone. But when you called me, I know you actually calling to say something. And you was like, I know you don't like talking on the phone, but I had to call you. And I'm like, she got something to say. So, but other than that, you're not going to call me. You're not gonna call me. So I can appreciate that. But a lot of people will get mad. Like, you going through something, your friend, you're going through something, and y'all can't, come together because you feel like what you're going through is bigger than what they going through. And I'm just not in that space. I'm not. So I want authenticity around me. I continuously ask to stay aware of my circle and what they need from me and what I need from them. And let's give each other that. So yeah, that 6-month break was needed. And when you was ready to come back, you was like, okay, we can do the podcast on start on this day. And I was like, okay. That's literally how it was.
It is.
It was like as you started to feel a little better, you was like, we can start on this day. And I said, and that's literally how it was. We literally never have a plan.
No. Perfect example of how you can do what you want to do. You just need to do it.
Just do it. Like there is no, I got to write this down. Listen, don't get me wrong. It's good to write stuff down, but we don't be having a plan. It was like, let's start on this day. I think we can start. And I was like, all right. And that's what we did. We was like, we'll start February.
Yep. And here we are.
So back to it, back to the conversations, back to the Kolorflow conversations. And, here we are. You feel good though? You felt like you was ready to come back?
Until today.
Really?
Yeah.
Today was hard.
Like today was hard. I was ready to come back, but then when today hit, I was like, you gotta do the podcast today.
Yeah.
Like I was just like, I gotta take a nap.
That's how you felt?
Yes. I feel like a nap be my cure for everything. Like, take a nap.
Really?
Just sleep it off. Yeah, and then rejuvenate. So, yeah, but I was feeling a certain kind of way today. And then I was going through, which this is like meaningless to other people, but to me it's a big deal because I was just like, what I'm gonna wear.
Girl, I thought the same thing. And you know what? We never talked about clothes before, and we always kind of coordinated. And I was like, when is Takesha gonna dress up? You know, after we hadn't been on the side, and then I'm in my closet and I was looking at clothes and I was like, I'm not about to call her because we ain't never talked about clothes. And I was like, you know what? No, I'm about to just be comfortable. It's Black History Month. I'm gonna throw on this t-shirt and these jeans. And as soon as I saw you, I was like, we always be in alignment. In alignment, like we both was like, I'm just gonna be comfortable. And I couldn't believe it. And I didn't say anything to you, but I was just like, she didn't even dress up. Like I'm thinking, you know how you had them days where you just, you know.
Everybody gonna think that this is not the truth, but this is the truth. I was just like, I'm going to call her and tell her I'm not dressing up because she probably think I'm going to dress up because we haven't done it in so long.
I did.
But I am not dressing up. I don't even feel like it. And then I said, well, y'all ain't never talked about what y'all wore. So what you going to call her
So we
for?
both thinking the same thing?
So I didn't call and was just like, come on, jogging pants.
Takesha, that is crazy. I literally was thinking, I wonder if she's gonna dress up.
And I really wanted to dress up. That's how you know your friend. I really wanted to dress up because I'm like, we haven't done it in a while. I haven't even been out the house and really dressed up or did anything. Yeah. I think I've gone out on 3 different occasions in 6 months.
Yeah.
So, and this always my little girly dress up time anyway. Yeah. So I was thinking about that. Like, okay, yeah, but in the moment and today, I was just like, I'm not ready. And so I told myself, I was just like, it's okay. Like, it's okay.
It is.
You showing up.
Really, sometimes that's really all it is just showing up. Mm-hmm. And I didn't realize until we stopped doing it how many people like really watched and was being helped by it.
I'm about to say my one friend when I'm like, is she really my friend? It's like, no. But someone I didn't expect, she has said it to me like, so what happened with the podcast? I ain't been getting no notifications. Like, what's going on? Because she was saying she was off of social media, so she didn't know, but she had turned her notifications on. And I was like, well, about that. Yeah. We're coming back.
Yeah. I didn't realize how many people, they were like, you know, what happened to the podcast? And I'm like, you used to watch it? I'm thankful though. I'm thankful that people tune in to just our authentic conversations every week of friendship and family and health and mental health and, you know, relationships and love. And this year is my friend 50th year. Now we wasn't recording when I was when I had my 50th birthday time, and I was like, man, I think I said something to you a couple weeks ago. I said, you know, it's really like time to really live, no matter if you're going through something, because once you hit 50, I be thinking about those first 50 years it felt like a long time. But now, you know, that next half of your life is not as long as that first half. And I went all the way from like kindergarten to elementary. I thought about all of that. I was like, dang, that was really a long time to get to 50. But now that I've hit 50, I'm like, it's a shorter time on the upper end. So I really am now in a space where I want to, and people always say this all the time, I really want to enjoy this other half of my life. And I believe that you feel the same way about your 50th. Do you?
I feel like I have been grown for so long that I'm just tired. And not saying I'm tired and I, you know, want to be in the casket, but I'm just like, I am ready for that fresh air. Like how you saying, like, yes, I'm pretty much on the same page. I want to enjoy life. I just don't want to be stressed out about the mundane things.
Yeah.
I'm just ready to be like, oh, child, what I'm going to do today, whatever I want.
Whatever you want. Yeah. I get that. Yeah. That makes me.
Yeah, because I'm just, it's like I have been an adult for so long.
And when you say you've been an adult for so long, I don't think that people probably understand what you mean by that, because they're probably like, we all been adults for so long. What do you mean by you've been an adult for so long?
When I say that I've been an adult for so long, I was probably middle school, most definitely high school, doing adult things. I was looking at taxes. I was going with my mother to negotiate buying cars. So by the time, some people never even knew. So by the time it was time for me to get a car, I knew what to do and what not to do.
Yeah.
I was helping out, taking care of my sister, sometimes driving her where she needed to go, making sure we ate. Been working since I was in 11th grade.
Yeah.
I didn't work senior year, but I worked all 11th grade, not senior year. And after that, I've been working. So I feel like that era of getting to find yourself or just hanging out, doing things, and being carefree, I never had that. I hung out and did things, don't get me wrong, but I couldn't be carefree because I was a mom at 19. So I still had to have some level of responsibility.
So while other people had to, like me, grow into adult responsibilities, whereas where I was in 11th grade, I wasn't working. I still was being an 11th grader, doing 11th grade things.
Right, and I was paying $130 a month for my car.
In 11th grade?
In 11th grade.
Yeah.
That I didn't ask for. Okay. Grateful for it though. But yeah.
You grateful for those lessons, even though you feel like it was too early?
What I feel like is I wish those lessons would have come with a conversation versus just doing. So I believe that us as parents, myself included, or maybe I just talk about myself and not other folks, that we try to do things and we lead by example, but sometimes your actions on leading needs words too. Jordan's never known me not to have a job, but I don't know if he knows the importance of having a job, having financial stability, not just for shelter in a car, but if anything happens, to have money saved, just bigger than meeting your basic needs.
Yeah.
While my parents, my dad, I didn't want my license. And they were like, well, we gonna need you to help out, so this what you doing.
Wait a minute. We gonna need you to help out with
my sister.
Okay.
So this what you doing. So I got it, and I remember it was never, I wanted a geo tracker, and my dad was just like, this gonna flip over. He came home with that Pontiac Sunbird and was just like, and you have to pay $130 a month. And me being the people pleaser to the parents, to the adults, I didn't question it. I didn't say why or whatever. I just was mad and used my $130 out of my credit union check and pay. But I wish it would have been a conversation of like, as an adult, when you get a car, you're going to have to pay it. This is teaching you to pay on time. This is when you get your money. You pay this for your car note, put this up for yourself, maybe use this to treat yourself. If it would have been taught to me how to use my finances.
Yeah.
Because what I can say is I've always been blessed with a job that had a decent salary. But I've always lived all the way outside of my means. And Oh, I was about to say a couple of days ago, but this was a long time because we was sitting on the porch. We ain't been able to sit on the porch. But me and my dad was on the porch, and he was talking about how we got on finances, and he was just like, I've never lived out of my means.
He said that?
Yeah. He was just like, if I couldn't afford it, I just didn't do it. And I just saved my money until I could afford the
But
things.
do you think that you looking from the outside with them, you thought that they were living a, not outside of their means, but just kind of, because you thought y'all was rich.
I still think that.
Right.
Let's be clear.
Right.
That's not
right. They ain't never changed.
You're like, I still think that.
I'm trying to figure out the way to say it though,
So,
but because you lived outside.
When he said that, I was just like, well, I wish we would have. I told him, I said, I wish we would have had conversations. Yeah. I said, because Daddy, I've always lived outside of my means. I said, because I see it, I want it, I get it. Mm-hmm. That has just been me my whole life. Mm-hmm. And the other part of that was, which I didn't know at the time, was just becoming hyper fixated on certain things. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So it was just like when I was going through that Henry Bendel stage, it was less about shopping and getting, but more of feeding what I was hyper fixated on. Yeah. Going there every week, buying something. And of course, the salespeople, of course, they're going to make me feel like I'm royalty because I'm spending money here.
You was getting everything out there.
Yes. And that stuff's just there. Half of my stuff is just there. But I think too that my mom, I was never told no. So whatever I wanted, I always got outside of the car. That was the only time in my growing up that my parents didn't buy me something that I wanted. And I think like what we did for fun was going shopping.
Yeah, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it wasn't like doing kid-like activities where we may take our kids to play.
I think that generation of parents, though, because
I just don't think that they knew.
They did not know, because I literally was having this conversation with a friend on Monday about the same thing. Now, my parents did not put that responsibility on me like yours did. Like you had to pay that $130 a month, 11th grade, but they also did not sit me down and say, this is, how you do this. This is why you keep your credit, the way you do. This is how you pay your bill. I figured that out on my own. And luckily and blessedly or whatever, I was able to do it without too many hiccups and bumps in the road along the way through adulthood. I think that my main issue was when I would marry and we never had the conversations. Mm-hmm. So because my parents didn't have a conversation with me, I didn't have strong financial conversations with people I was involved with. And not knowing their financial history or how they do things or whatever, I always just knew my daddy paid all the bills. And that was it. So I'm in my head thinking that's going to be how it be, but everybody didn't take care of business like Barbara and Banks. So that's where I really had my hiccups. But now that I've been completely, and I've been on my own before, but not this long. It's been like 10 years, almost 10 years, where I've been independently on my own with 2 kids. And I've literally learned how to manage. I mean, nothing's ever got cut off. Nothing's been taken away. If anything's more has been added on. And I literally learned that on my own. Nobody sat with me and told me how to do it. Mm-hmm. So I make I have important conversations with my kids now and sit them down. And it's not like a one-time conversation. It's like every time it's something that we need to talk about, I literally have a conversation with both of them. Like, this is how you do this, and this is why, because nobody did that with us, and I don't want them to make the same mistakes. Like, you don't have to make those mistakes that we made, and I don't want them to feel like you felt. My son pays his own phone bill. like you did. But he didn't start paying until like he got a job and everything like that. But I told him that, and I know a lot of people who still pay their kids' phone bill and they're adults. But I told him, I said, I'm giving you this responsibility because at some point you're gonna want to be on your own. You need to know how when a bill comes, when it's due, what a late fee is, and you know, when I say he be on point, I'll say your phone bill is due on this day. He'd be like, all right, I'm not about to beg and holler and scream for you to, you know, because that's, and I told him you'll start getting calls. Then you'll start dealing with your credit. And your credit is important because of this. One day you're going to want a house. One day you're going to want a car that's going to be a car. I just give those lessons now because we did not get those lessons. So part of those lessons is why you feel like you've been grown for so long. Yes. And I don't want my kids to feel like I've been an adult for so long. I want them to feel like I've had responsibility, but I took care of business, and I mean, taught me how to enjoy life rather than it's been.
And then I think the other aspect is my parents were so strict. You know, I had a select few of friends who I could spend time with.
Yeah.
So now that I'm an adult, it feels like adulting. Does that make sense? Yeah. Because when you strict and when you're an adult, you don't want to do nothing. You cool with just, you look forward to the down days.
Girl, I know I do.
So I feel like then when I was like trying to, you know, I don't know what it's like to say I went bike riding with my friends.
Because you was adulting while we was bike riding.
Right. Or it was, you just can't do that.
They didn't let you ride a bike.
So I could ride my bike on my street, but only so far. It was like a house that you couldn't go past that house. So I just really didn't ride a bike. So I remember my friend lived all the way down at the other end of the street, and I used to have to get permission to go to ride my bike down to her house. It was the same block.
I don't think the parents really understand what being super strict do to their kids, which is probably why neither you or I have been super strict.
Yes.
Like, you know, that super strictness is.
It really was a hindrance. And I understand, like, it's okay. I mean, I understand the concern because I have that with Jordan where it'd be like, oh my God, I don't want to be this concerned about you.
Yeah.
So I get that. But at the same time, you have to experience life in order to know how to do life.
Exactly. If you don't experience it, how are you going to have common sense? Because a lot of people have book sense
and have no common sense.
I don't want my kids to be super book smart, but they don't know how to function and make common sense decisions if they're not in my presence.
Right.
And the only way you're going to know how to make common sense decisions if you experience some life.
Yep. So fortunately, on the flip side of that, I was able to run with my cousin, and that's where I learned my common sense.
Yeah.
She taught me a lot. But it was so many, you know, things. And I mean, they did the best they could. And with me having Jordan so early, a lot of their things that I didn't realize I was repeating or wanted to repeat, I repeated. Yeah. But I was still learning myself.
Yeah. Girl.
But yeah, so that's why, like, now turning 50, I'm like, I have been saying, like, oh, I'm 50, I'm so tired.
You have been saying that for at least 10 years. You've been saying I'm 50.
Yes.
And I'll be like, girl, you are not 50.
Yes. And so now I'm 50, it's just like, I don't even know what I'm going to say.
You're going to say I'm 60. You have been saying I am 50 for a long time.
Like, I don't have time for this. I'm 50.
And I would be like,
I'm
girl.
Literally 50. Yeah, because that's how I've been feeling. Like, you know how we talk about, well, we haven't really talked about this a lot, but how, like, literally, like, your age. Like, yes, I'm turning 50 this year, but I feel like I've had that mentality for a long time.
Yeah. And I have not. I haven't had a 50 mentality for a long time. I actually think I was stuck in my 30s for a long time. Maybe not my 30s, maybe late 20s, because there was a lot of immaturity. I feel like I dealt with
Really? Back to late 20s?
And I'm saying that based on life experiences. I think that how you grew up and matured and was an adult, making adult decisions. I think that unhealed mind, keeps you at a place where you have a lower level of maturity.
Yeah.
So you have to think, I've been a people pleaser. I have been a people pleaser most of my life. And I will go with the flow of whoever was surrounding me at that time. So I did not have, it was very, very, I probably was turning 35 and still had a mind set, and not childish. It's different. Not saying I was childish. I'm saying my mindset was not. I wasn't aware. I wasn't authentic, and to me, that put me in a place of staying where I was when I was probably 25.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Because when I was 25, I was people pleaser, and whoever I was dealing with, I was going with the flow of whatever they want instead of what is best for me. And when I was 35, I was doing the same thing. So not until I hit my 40s did I started. I said, did I start it? Did I start?
Not until I hit my 40s, I started
feeling is something has to change. And it's funny that when I started feeling that something has to change, and it was specifically as my children got older, it was like, you can't stay in this mindset. You have to, grow. And I'm not knowing exactly how it has to happen, but until I divorced, it was like, man, thank you. Because it was like I was able to set my mind free and learn how to mature in a way that, so 50 is beautiful for me, because I'm like, I remember I used to think 50 was old. Now I feel like 50 is where I have really just, came to a space where I'm like, wow, my mind is free, my heart is free. Not that everything's perfect, but when something is out of alignment, I'm aware and I know how to correct it now, and correct it in a way that's not immature, if that makes sense.
That makes perfect sense. It's so funny though, like how back in the day 50 did seem old.
It did.
And now I'm 50, and I mean, not in this current state, but like mentally, I'd be like, I can do everything a 20-year-old can do.
You can revert back.
My body is telling me, no, sis, you really can't. Not yet. We working on getting back there. But in my mind, I'm like, shoot.
Yeah, you like, okay, I'm ready.
Look, they don't even talk like this, but I'm like, I'm still hip.
No, they don't say that. They don't say that.
That tells you right there that you're not. So yeah, girl, I'm hip.
But yeah, because you've been grown for so long, and they'll start saying it. They'll be like, you hip. Yeah. But no, it's funny because my daughter told me just last week, she was like, it would just be so random stuff she said to me. She was like, all my friends were surprised that you're 50. I'm like, why your friends even know I'm 50? I'm like, what made y'all have this conversation? But she was like, they all think you look so young. I said, probably because I feel much better than I've ever felt in my life. Mm-hmm. I feel it. So yeah, it's I hope that you enjoy this next go round, because you felt grown for so long.
Yeah.
We still healing from stuff, but I can only be like prayerfully hopeful, like it's only gonna get better. We all positive. It's only gonna get better. So yeah, I think that this is gonna be a year of new beginnings.
I have really been trying to be in that mind state, and I had a short conversation with someone today about that, like the positive, like it's gonna get better. Like I have really been trying my damnedest to be on that page because I'm tired.
Yeah.
I am tired of saying that I'm tired because I feel like anybody in my circle that I talk to, it's just like, okay, broken record, I'm tired.
Because, I mean, you say it,
everybody get it, but it's
yeah.
just, I am just.
You're vocal with it though, Takesha. I don't think that everybody who feels like frustration in their life or whatever, they're probably not as vocal about it because they're performative. I believe that a lot of us are tired in a lot of areas in our life. I think that you just have no, problem vocalizing your tiredness in areas, whereas where other people will until they have to explode.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Until it's reached a place where it's like, I can't take no more. You are not, you're going to say it the minute you feel it. Mm-hmm. And a lot of us will just be like, hold it in and act like ain't nothing wrong. You're like, I'm tired, I'm depressed, I'm going through, I don't want to talk, don't call me, I'm about to keep these lights off until I come out of this, while everybody else will put on a face, go outside, go out to dinner, go to work and smile and everything, and then come home and feel that weight. You let that weight, and I think it's really good because it shows the realness of what people need to be. Like, if you going through something, it's okay, because somebody else probably could say something to you, because I'm sure it's been times where you said, I'm tired, and one of your friends had a word that gave you a little piece of encouragement. Mm-hmm. You said, mm-hmm. A little bit.
Absolutely, because I have been at my lowest during this time. Mm-hmm. And the simple, like, I love you, friend, I need you, has been way more than what my friends may realize.
Yeah.
Because I don't always get that from family. So my friends that are my friends,
real friends,
yes, are, I carry them in my heart. So to say that it's just like you matter versus me telling myself I matter, because sometimes I need to hear it.
Yeah.
Sometimes I need to hear it. But so yeah, I definitely did get some things that encourage me, and I don't think it's anything wrong with getting up and still doing, but I do think it's wrong when it's a whole facade, if you're morphing into somebody else.
Yeah, I'm glad you said that. Yeah, because it's okay to keep moving and keep pushing.
Yes,
it's okay, but
when you're doing it just to perform, to meet someone else's
standard of what you should be,
then that's when it's not okay,
or how you should be.
Yes.
Yeah,
because sometimes it's okay to not say anything at all sometimes. Mm-hmm. Because I think now, in the day of social media, like, people post and do things just because, like, they're looking for them accolades, and sometimes you just need to get it within your inner circle. I don't know, but like I said, I don't think it's anything wrong with that, because some days, you need that. They say when you look good, you feel good. That's what they say. I am here to say that don't work for me.
Yeah, it don't work for everybody. Yeah, absolutely. I feel that.
Mm-hmm. Because I just knew when I got these lashes, it was gonna be like magic.
And they so cute on you. You be trying to create the ways of making yourself feel good on the inside, when making yourself feel good on the inside with things on the outside, but it don't always work.
It don't always work.
Yeah.
Mm-mm. Yeah. Mm-mm. So I was like, I'm gonna get these lashes, I'm gonna get this little red nail polish, and I still was like under the cover. Like when I tell you, I'm gonna be cute in bed.
Yeah, I get it. I get it, child. I get it. So I don't know. When I be having my I think I'm one of those people that will push through, but at the same time I will go quiet now when I'm not feeling my, I'm still gonna get my stuff done I gotta do. I'm still gonna go and go to work and talk to people and things like that. Not in a performative way, but just a normal day. But if I'm not feeling, somebody is probably going to recognize if I'm not the same Keisha that I am. They're going to be like, "You okay?" And I will say, "No, this ain't the best day, but I'm going to be all right."
Mm-hmm.
That's how I handle that. I'm like, "No," because I literally can't just lay in the bed. I gotta move for what I do, but yeah, I'm admittedly will say to someone now if they ask me, how are you? This ain't the best day, but I'm gonna be all right.
And I think the other aspect that comes with me, and this is like a transparent moment, is having a disability that's unseen.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So that plays a major role. Because when you can't see it, you think that it's just you're supposed to be like, girl, just put some clothes on and come on and we gonna have a good time and you're gonna be okay. When it's just like it don't work like that for me.
It don't. No.
I really wish that it could, because even during the time when I started feeling better, it was moments where I just really wanted to get up and do something. But I literally I couldn't.
Having a disability that people can't see, which I'm a firm believer that a lot of us have a mental illness that they won't acknowledge. Disability is a little different, but during this time, I've learned a lot more about it, and it makes sense to me though, and maybe that's why I'm able to just be like, okay, whatever you need to, because it just makes sense. Like, oh, that's why a person does this, or that's why, you know. Um, yeah, and I'm a big believer in people getting help, and a lot of people don't believe that. I'm glad that you and I believe in, like, oh, what can we do to help certain situations? What can you do? Because being in denial about things, I think that just hurts you even more.
I agree.
It hurts you even more, and I refuse to be in denial. Me being a parent. Um, I anything with my kids when we be talking about, they be like, "Mama, you Google, you research everything." I am like, "Let me look this up. Let me figure this out." And I'm like, "We can figure this out and help this situation." So
what I think is very important too is the people that you have in your life that are like in your inner circle, to pay attention to the things that they're saying to you. Because sometimes there are certain things that I might not recognize. Because I remember, I don't know what it was where I was doing something, and I remember my sister was like, "You do know that that's a part of having ADHD." And I
she
was,
said that to you?
yeah. And I was like, "Is it?" It wasn't something where I got offended or anything. It was just like, oh, because when you love someone, you're not telling them something to belittle or attack them. You're telling them from your heart. Like God is using you as a vessel, as a messenger to, hello, maybe this is something that you need to pay attention to or take into consideration.
Do you think? Yeah. Do you think that? So when she told you that, you never got upset with her? Did you look more into it or something?
Um, I did look more into it, but no, I never did get upset with her.
Mm.
Mm-mm. I got upset with her when she told me I had a personality disorder.
You didn't like the way that
I didn't like how that sound.
But it took maybe it's easier to hear things from other people.
For me to comprehend, I need things to be explained. So to say that I'm feeling like, okay, I'm thinking it as like I have multiple personalities. Not that I'm a perfectionist and if something isn't perfect, I literally think the world is going to fall apart.
Yeah. Yeah.
I made a mistake at work and I knew that I was making this mistake because other me, while I'm talking about personalities, was just like, you need to ask. I was like, no, that's fine, whatever. The manager over the team messaged me about it. And I was just like, I'm so sorry. I knew I should have asked about it. She was just like, it's no big deal. Like, we caught it. I just want to let you know. So if you get another one, she's like, and this bulk alone was a bit different. So you're doing fine. But even though she said that, it bothered me. And I still, even now, it still bothers me because my first mind was to check. So it was just like, oh my God, like things where people make mistakes and it's no big deal. I take it to the
next level.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like I act like it's cancer when it's really not. And I had started telling myself that, like, it's not cancer. I literally say that.
Really?
Yes. Because I say it to calm me down because it's just like, it could be so much worse. And you getting bent out of shape over this. But yeah, I didn't understand what it was. But after like doing some research, I'm like, oh, okay, sis. But even when I was offended though, I didn't like backlash like, what you talking about, because I'm like, something had to happen for my sister who's a therapist to say this to me. She is, yeah.
Do you not look at her as a therapist because she's your sister? So you don't think that, like, not maybe unconsciously, when she used her skill towards you, is it hard to hear it from her?
No.
Okay.
It's not. It's not, because when she first started, everything was like we was always in therapy and we used to have to say like this, like, can you be regular?
Yeah.
So, but I just think that my understanding of it wasn't what it was. So that was the thing. But it taught me that when people, even without being an expert, without having a master's degree in it, you can be an expert from going through something and studying and having experience with it. Like, I know that if someone were to say this to me, where I'm just like, okay, like there's certain TikToks that you've sent to me that's helped me along my journey because I'm like, oh, that's me, so doing this, it's been helpful because I've been able to give myself grace. Because I have spent so much of my life trying to be perfect, and not because anybody else expected that. You know what I'm saying? Just because that's just been my makeup.
Yeah, yeah.
And it's been hard because nobody's perfect. So when you're spending your whole life and being an adult most of your life and trying to always get it right, that's why I feel like now I'm just tired and went through having a nervous breakdown because my body is like, girl,
yeah, you gotta
time up.
Yeah, you gotta relax.
Yes,
yeah.
Time is up. You got to get all this checked out, everything that's going on, and we got to get you back together.
Yeah, and I think that, like you said, like having a disability and that you can't see, I think that getting checked out, taking care of yourself, doing the things and still feeling tired is okay. It's like you're not ever going to be perfect. It's not going to be, but those things that can be fixed and worked on, let's do that.
Yes. And it's a wonderful thing. I cannot stress this enough on having a very good support system. Mm-hmm. It is very important for people to analyze who they call their friends. Mm-hmm. At this big age, like literally, if you are not being complimentary to my life, or if I think that you telling me something and it's all wrong and I ain't trying to hear what you're saying, why am I talking to you?
Yeah.
Because during that time, when I'm struggling because I want the house clean, but I know I can't clean it. I have friends who's just like, I'll come do it for you. Mm-hmm. But I'm too embarrassed to open the door because I don't want you to see how bad it is. Mm-hmm. But it's always been a no judgment zone.
Yeah.
Where I have been comfortable, like taking a shower takes everything out of me. I don't want to do that. I don't have no problem saying that. And it's probably the most disgusting thing in the whole wide world, but it's literally my truth in my circle. If they have talked about me, they ain't said it to me to make me feel any kind of way.
No, what we do is if we going somewhere with her, we be like, we going at this time, we going at 4. I'm gonna need you to start getting ready at 1. Ain't that what we do? I'm like, everybody. Some people could say we're going at 4 and start getting ready at 2 or 3, but Takesha, I'll be like, we're gonna leave at this time, so I need you to start getting ready by 1. Set your alarm for 12 because you're gonna lay it down an extra hour, and then you're gonna get ready at 1, and then I know she'll be ready. Give yourself a 3 because that's just what is needed in the friendship, and somebody can think that that's crazy or whatever or what. That's just how it's been, and that was even before we knew,
all the stuff that's going on.
Yeah, it was even before. It was like, and grief made it harder. And I think
really believe that grief is what brought it out.
It brought it out more. Yeah, it brought it out more because I told you, I said I have days like that. It's not as bad, but I have days where I'm like, I know it's going to take everything out of me to get ready on time, and sometimes I've waited to the last minute to do, and I'm like, no, I can't do that. But with you, it's pretty much all the time. I know it's going to take her a long time to get ready. To we set a time. I'm gonna get her 3 hours, maybe 4. It depends on the day. So it just, you got to have people around you that are sincere friends, that are no matter what, like if they love you, like period, they're good friends. I tell you, people ask me, how's Takesha doing? My answer is what? She doing good. She good all the time.
Takesha over there broken a million pieces.
I be like, she good,
but she gonna speak that over my life. Thank you, friend.
I be like, she good. I mean, all the time somebody say, how's Takesha doing? She good. She good. It's not real because, and especially I say she good because everybody who I know may not be a person that speak life over you.
Yeah.
So I'm not about to go all into, my friend is depressed and my friend is broken. Can you please put her in your prayer list? Can you please pray for her? No, she good. She got people praying. She know how to pray herself. It's, is what it is. And the same with me. If somebody asks about me, Takesha be like, she good. Do you say she good? Don't nobody ask about me, do they?
They do. They do. And I be like, she good.
I can just about guess who probably asked. Your sister? I don't know who else, because everybody else see me.
I got another friend to ask about you.
You do? Mm-hmm. Oh, that's nice. Thank you, friend. Thank you, friend. But yeah, I feel like she good.
We coming up on an hour already, 54
Wow,
minutes.
we've been talking for an hour already. You see how that time
See
fly
how
by?
it just came right back and went right in it.
Hey man, our color just flow. Our conversations just flow, man. It's a blessing to have an aligned friendship like that. So
I do want to say this that is really off topic, sorta. I definitely hate the winter.
that is so random.
And I feel like since we are Michiganders, that life sometimes might even be harder
in the winter
during this time.
It is, yeah. It is. This has been a rough winter for me because it's been extremely cold and gray.
Yes. Cold, gray, we getting the snow. It's been a lot. So I am looking forward to the days passing, getting closer and closer to springtime. I just wanted to put that out there.
Yes, because being outside helps us. Being in nature helps us.
Yeah, it definitely does.
So yeah, the minute this temperature starts to warm up, it's going to be better. The sun is out today, which is nice, but it's still cold. So yeah, but as soon as that weather break, you're gonna be better.
Mm-hmm.
You're gonna be better. Well, we thank y'all for watching. We thank y'all for tuning in. Tell a friend, tell a foe.
I was not expecting that.
Tell a girl, tell a hoe. No.
Oh my God. Okay.
I'm joking.
MC Keish.
Listen, we're telling we back. We stream it every Friday. We want y'all to watch, subscribe, share it with a friend. And, we'll see y'all next week.